Hi guys, here we are on page 4 of our Math 6 semester final answer key. And let's get started. Remember, this is a no calculator section. All right, so I am going to start off here with number 29, and it is a multiplication problem of decimals. I don't line up the decimal points on purpose, but in this situation, since they are both to the tens place and they're just two-digit numbers, they are going to line up, just coincidental. Okay, 5 times 6 is 30, put down my 0, carry my 3. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 more is 18. Add a 0 because I'm moving over a place value. 3 times 6 is 18, carry my 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Add them up, 0, 8 and 8 is 16, carry my 1. 1 and 1 is 2, and 1. 2 numbers behind the place value in the problem, 2 numbers behind the decimal point, not the place value, 2 numbers behind the decimal point in the problem, 2 numbers behind the decimal point in the answer. So I'm looking for 12 and 60 hundredths. When I go over here, I don't see that, but we know that 12 and 6 tenths is the same as 12 and 60 hundredths, and so we choose D. Number 30 then is a nice little division problem here. So we've got 6 and 85 hundredths, and we want to divide that by 5 tenths. Well, I have a decimal in my divisor, so I'm going to move that over one place and do the same thing in the dividend. And so in the quotient, I'm going to place that decimal point right between the 8 and the 5. 5 divides into 6 once. 1 times 5 is 5. Do my subtraction, and I get 1 there. Bring down my 8. 5 divides into 18 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. Do my subtraction, and I get 3. Bring down my 5. And 5 divides into 35 7 times. And that comes out even. So I'm looking for 13 at 7 tenths, which is C. All right, now I'm ready for number 31. I'm going to divide 7,958 by 23. And I see that 23 is going to go into 79. The way I estimate that is 20 into 60 is 3. So I think we'll experiment with 3 there and see if that works. So 3 times 3 is 9. And then 3 times 2 is 6. Do my subtraction and I get 10. So I know that this is high enough because this number is smaller than the number I'm dividing by. Bring down my 5. If this were 25 and this were 100, 25 would go into 100 4 times. So I'm going to try 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Put down my 2, carry my 1. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 more is 9. Do my subtraction here. 5 minus 2 is 3. 10 minus 9 is 1. And so I'm good because this number again is smaller than that number. Bring down my 8. And I'm going to use my same strategy. If this were 25 and this were 125, it would go in about 5 times. I'm going to go with 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry my 1. 6 times 2 is 12 and 1 is 13. And nice even number there. So we're looking for 346, which is C. All right, we're on to number 32 here. And we are going to take 3 and 8 hundredths and divide it by 2. We don't have a decimal in the divisor, so we just raise this decimal point to the roof. 2 divides into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. Do my subtraction, I get 1. Bring down. 2 divides into 10 5 times. Subtract. Bring down. And 2 divides into 8 4 times. And we get 0. So 1 and 54 hundredths. And that would be D. Alrighty, number 33. We want to solve 3 and 63 hundredths divided by 3 and 3 tenths. I've got a decimal in my divisor, so I slide that over 1 and do the same thing in my dividend. Raise it to the roof. Now ready to roll. 33 divides into 36 one time. Multiply 1 times 33 is 33. Subtract 36 minus 33 is 3. Bring down my 3, and that's nice. 33 divides into 33 one time. And we are done. So we're looking for 1 1/10. And we see that right there with B. Alrighty, now we're up to these word problems. If 4 friends share a bag of potato chips that cost $4.20, how much should each pay? So we want to divide that cost over 4 friends. We're going to take our $4.20 and divide it by our 4 friends to see how much each person should kick in for this. No decimal here, so we just start our division after we raise our decimal point to the roof. 4 divides into 4 once. 1 times 4 is 4. Do my subtraction, we get 0. Bring down my 2. 4 cannot divide into 2, so we put a 0 here to show that. And then we bring down our 0. 4 divides into 25 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract. And so we see that each friend is going to have to kick in $1.05, and that's D. All right, number 35. 6 apples cost 14 cents each. What's their total cost? So if we're going to buy 6 of them for $14 each, we want to multiply that to get the total. So I've got 14 cents, not $14, 14 cents. $14 would be an expensive apple. All right, 14 cents times 6. And just put this one, the 1400ths in the top because it is bigger. So 6 times 4, not bigger, longer. 6 times 4 is 24. Put down my 4, carry my 2. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 more is 8. 2 numbers behind the decimal point in the problem. So 2 numbers behind the decimal point in the answer. We're looking for 84 cents. And there we have 84 cents. All right, number 36. Chain at the hardware store is 15 cents per foot. If you purchased $1.86 of chain, what length of chain did you buy? So we took 15 cents, we multiplied it by some amount of chain, and we got $1.86. We want to go backwards. We want to take that $1.86, and we want to divide it by the 15 cents that we paid for each foot to see how many feet we actually bought. Move my decimal point over 2 places in both spots. Raise it to the roof here. 15 goes into 18 once. 1 times 15 is 15. Do my subtraction and I get 3. Bring down, I have a 6. 15 goes into 36 twice. That's 15 times 2, which is 30. Subtract and I get 6. Add a 0 here and bring it down. And 15 goes into 64 times, which is 60. Subtract. So I bought 12 4/10 feet of chain, which is D. All right, number 37 is an order of operations problem. I've got 52 1/10 plus 8 1/10 minus 4 3/10 in parentheses times 2. Remember, we were working on PEMDAS here, P-E-M-D-A-S, where P is parentheses, E is exponents, MD is multiply and divide in order from left to right, AS add and subtract in order from left to right. So we look for parentheses first of all, and sure enough we have some right here. We have 8 1/10 minus 4 3/10. We do that little problem here. 8 1/10 minus 4 3/10. Can't take 3 from 11, so I have to regroup. I'm sorry, can't take 3 from 1, so I have to regroup and make that an 11. So 3 from 11 is 8. Bring my decimal point down. 4 from 7 is 3. So my answer here is 3 8/10. Everything else stays the same. Okay, we took care of parentheses. There are no exponents, and so now we multiply or divide in order from left to right. So here's a multiplication problem. So 2 times 8 is 16. Carry my 1. 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 is 7. 1 place behind the decimal point in the problem, so 1 place behind the decimal point in the answer. Bring everything else down, and now we are left with this to add. So we're going to take 52 1/10 and add 7 6/10. 6 plus 1 is 7. Bring my decimal point down. 7 and 2 is 9. 5. So I'm looking for 59 7/10. And that is D, 59 7/10. Alrighty. 38 is 4 bags of potatoes weigh 5 76/100 pounds, 4 816 thousandths pounds, 3 3/10 pounds, and 4 99/100 pounds. What's the total weight? So we want to add all those up because we want total weight here. All right, so for number 38, we are going to take these numbers and be careful to line up our decimal points and then fill in with zeros to hold our place values when needed. So I'm just filling in my numbers around my decimal points and being careful to line them up. Now I'm going to add some zeros as place values here so that I have my numbers lined up when I'm ready to add them. All right, so we've got 0 plus 6 plus 0 plus 0 is 6. We've got 9 and 1 is 10 and 6 more is 16. Put my 6 down, carry my 1. I've got 9 and 1 is 10 here. And 7 and 8 is 15, so 10 and 15 is 25, and 3 more is 28. Bring my decimal point down and carry my 2. We've got 2 and 3 is 5, and 5 is 10, and 4 and 4 is 8, so 10 and 8 is 18. So I'm looking for 18 and 866 thousandths, and that would be C. All right, last one on this page here. We've got one book at 2 and 28/100 inches wide and another at 1 and 678 thousandths inches wide. How much wider is the first book? So how much wider? We're looking at a subtraction problem there. And we've got 39. It's our problem number. We take 2 and 28/100 and we want to subtract 1 and 678 thousandths, being careful to line up our decimal points and add a 0 as a placeholder where we need it. We have to regroup here to do this subtraction. 8 from 10 is 2, 7 from 7 is 0. Regroup again here. 6 from 12 is 6. Bring my decimal point down, and we're looking for 602 thousandths of an inch, which is D right here. All right, guys, that was page 4 up through 39. Next video, we'll start with 40.